Nice job. Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to Outfit Wars. Tonight's match on Connery is going to be OO versus Viking. I am your caster, Gelos, joined here by my two co-casts that are not written on screen. It is Eternal here on my left, and Zangief sandwiching me here on my right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yo, Outfit Wars semi-finals Connery server. Let's go. This is almost done. It's almost over. The greatest champions of every server are about to be crowned next week, and we're going to find out who's going to be in that final. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. This is going to be a pretty exciting match. We did, if anybody was watching previously, OO did just do a match on Emerald, and they're coming right into Connery and doing another match. I'm sure it's not all the exact same players, but a lot of their players do play on both servers. So this is going to be essentially, you know, they're kind of warmed up. They're definitely feeling pretty good right now. And Viking is also, you know, they have a pretty talented squad, especially in the air. So I'm very excited to see how both of these two teams do it tonight, because this ought to be a really good match, honestly. Now, I want to quickly, we don't have any like a screen for this or anything. I just want to quickly go over how these rules work, because we only have a few seconds to do this. It's going to be a 48v48 for both sides. It's going to be only, we will see no Bastions and no Colossuses, but we will see all other outfit resources like Orbital Strikes, Anvils, and Citadel Shields are going to be present and quite a lot used as well. And we... basically, whoever's going to win most territory by the end of the alert, or whoever wins the either Nexus Omega or Nexus Alpha bases, are going to be crowned the winners. With that said, we are looking already at our looks like this is the Viking home base here. They're going to be represented in red. Recursion is going to be represented in blue today. And yeah, you can see the home bases here. Both of them probably a very, it looks like a pretty similar setup. A lot of air, which is entirely understandable. The openers usually go heavy for whoever wants to get air control. Air control is extremely important for the entirety of the Outfit Wars match. So we're going to be definitely looking out for who wins this opener in terms of the air. So about a couple more seconds here once that alert actually pops off. Any day break. There we go.
We don't have a timer. Right?
Yeah, well, the timer went away for a second, but there we are. So we do see a quick steel rain coming in as well. That is blue for recursions. So we're going to see a small drop.
I think that's two steel rain. They're like very close to each other.
Maybe. I don't know. It looks like one to me. So this air fight is off. Very evenly matched, as was expected. I know it's hard to see on screen, but I actually did go in-game to make sure I could explain who is winning. Right now, it's looking like 1TR mostly, Viking mostly in the air right now. I'm seeing lots and lots of Viking members still up. Recursion, a little bit less. I know they're both flying Reavers, so I'm going to try and explain this as best I can for everybody.
Yeah, Recursion
definitely Viking taking the air right now.
Yeah, and well, this was a bit of a criticism of Recursion, both on Emerald and Connery, was like the status of their pilots. We do know that Viking does have some pretty powerful air, so we'll see. It's not surprising that Viking would win that opener, but we do know that Recursion, once they're on the ground, they definitely have the better individual skill. So we'll see how the air affects them, because in most matches that we've seen throughout this tournament, air plays a massive part in this in winning, but not always, as we saw earlier today on Cobalt server.
Yeah, you can do some stuff without winning the air, but winning that air is a massive boon for this particular Outfit Wars season.
Having air is fine at all, but you can convert that into like map or point control. Yep. Or like having logistics come through the air if you're not using that enough.
Absolutely. So what we're looking at right now, this is Granite Head. This is the middle neutral base, and it looks like Recursion has dropped on 2 points so far. This is not too big of a deal, because as you can see, it is a neutral base, so what Viking can do is around the last 30 seconds or so, they can drop in on 2 points and potentially steal this cap as it's coming in. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this fight, because it looks like Viking is actually starting to do that now. In fact, we have a Valkyrie came right in there.
There's a sun. Oh, that's a nice Sunday.
They don't have the numbers to really contest, especially because Recursion's got maxes. They have multiple maxes.
Here comes the Goon Squad with the Maxes.
So right now, it's still Recursion well in control. Viking needs to get probably another drop going here, and maybe even get some maxes to break through that max line that they actually have going on, especially in that triple stack. They may have a chance in the A point, because I don't think there's a lot of people in there, but we will see. Right now, we also see Recursion vehicles. Every now and again, you'll see them just kind of spread around. That's going to help with any kind of Viking hard spots. And there's that big gal drop.
No maxes, though.
No maxes, so
yeah, but hopefully
they got C4. If they've got C4, they may still be able to make.
Yeah, but look at them, they're just going through the grinder. Oh no.
Man.
Oh no.
Are they supposed to go through?
Zyros POV, let's go! We've got one Viking member down there inside of that triple stack, but he goes down himself. Vikings pushing in through balcony.
I'm not sure if he actually had C4
there's not going to be enough time. I don't think. Unless they can get an A point or B point, they've got very few seconds left here.
Zyros might have mistaken the C4 for him.
Yeah, I think he thought he had a mech.
Oh, and there it goes.
And
Recursion taking Granite Head.
Yeah, that's a huge cap right there.
Yep.
But look at that, Viking getting the tech plant as usual. Once you
can see on the top left there, that's the live map view. Satcom also just got taken there by Viking. Normally, this is a lot less important than the other two, Bitter Gorge and Granite Head, so Viking really needs to kick it into gear, probably focus hard on Bitter Gorge right now.
And there's Bitter Gorge. Oh, a bit of an armor fight going on here. Club is just going in there, doesn't give a damn.
Oh,
but
yeah.
All their armor gonna get destroyed over here. Viking taking control for now over the checkpoint, making sure that no Recursion armor can get through. 2 points now under control for Viking. Still 5 minutes left on it, so there's a lot of play to be had over here.
Yeah, and I mean, this little checkpoint fight, it may not seem like much, but notice what they got back there. That is, I believe, is there a Sunday back there as well? I mean, even if they don't have a Sunday, they can move hard spawns up from Granite Head, which they just capped. They really do need to actually get this checkpoint taken care of.
Yeah, they're moving. Yeah, they're moving some armor in here right now. And
the reason I say that is because, again, Viking is still dominant in the air. Most of the Reaver sounds that you're hearing, that is Viking Reavers, still just continually dominating the sky. Recursion having a very, very hard time trying to actually take back any kind of ground in the sky right now.
Yeah, Viking, I do not believe that they can afford to lose Bitter Gorge here. I know it's very early on, but if they can at least get the 2 edge bases, at least they kind of have a little bit more of a fighting chance here.
Yeah, it gives them the opportunity to actually push down both lanes, pressure them both, maybe even just put a little pressure on Granite Head if they want to. There's a lot of options. If you take Bitter Gorge, it's huge for you. But if you let that go, you are going to get pressured so hard on your 2 side bases of your home base. It's going to be very, very bad for them. So they got to get Bitter Gorge. This has to be a huge
Nice Recursion deliver ramp on there. It's on fire, but no one from Viking is actually destroying it. It's still going on strong out. There it goes. It finally goes down. C point firmly in control of Recursion right now. B and A, of course, control of Viking. Viking now making a drop over on the C point. Let's see what they can do with this. I don't see much air to ground coming in, but now that I say that, a bit of air to ground coming over. Recursion slowly wiping on the roof.
Yeah, and again, they got revive dates out though.
I gotta stress that Recursion's only thing that they can do right now is hard spawns, potentially even beacon drops, just fast beacon drops, because right now there's still no real control for them in the air. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to move people through with Galaxies or Valkyries. They got to get some hard spawns in and start moving their infantry into this base.
Sunday nearby for Recursion on C point, but there's armor that had to try and support them as they try to get it deployed. It is backing off though. Meanwhile, this looks to be another point of view from C point.
Yep. Yeah, you can see some of that air to ground too. That very effective air to ground that Viking has been bringing in every single one of their matches. They always have this, and it seems like it's doing a pretty good job. You can see Recursion members here kind of hiding in that second floor area now, or getting cleaned up in general on the top floor as Viking now moves back in on that C point, cleaning it back up. 33 seconds left on that cap as it starts to go through. Here we go. 20 seconds now.
Recursion might be swapping, or trading one of those warp gate bases for this and just cut off Arizit completely. If that works out, that's going to be a W for Recursion, but they got to obviously pull it through.
It puts them in a little bit of a better position, but I think with Bitter Gorge for Viking, they definitely have a fantastic spot to really put a lot of pressure here on Recursion.
Right,
there it is.
Recursion it didn't seem like Recursion took this one seriously, because they basically dropped like a half squad here to just kind of delay them a bit.
And they're gonna need to keep, they're not gonna keep delaying it if they don't want Granite Head to be under attack or the back cap to start. So
now, as you noted, there was a fight happening at I believe that was Nexus Secure, which I think is still happening as well.
Oh, 1 minute left.
We've got Cam on it right there. We do have looks like a hard spawn here for Recursion. That is fantastic for them. We're gonna see if Viking comes back in a big way.
If
right
Brett
now,
the colors I think it's red. That's cursed. There we go. This is a little better for infills. Drops coming in from Viking on the roof. They might try and get through to Skinny here. Beacon's coming up. Laxibot with ants blocking the way over there right outside. Couldn't see that unfortunately, but I caught a glimpse of it. Drops coming into door. Well, Recursion pushing out the door 1, door 2 over here. Valk's not doing too much work here. What am I looking at?
Definitely Josh. There's no way that wasn't Josh.
Yeah.
10 seconds left here. Viking really need to try and push in. The Zyros
have great position here, though. Zyros is in here.
The angle.
Yeah, he's got a fantastic angle. 2 seconds left. No Viking members in sight. There it goes. So they take Nexus Secure. This sets them up for potential home base flip, which can put a lot of pressure on Viking, despite the fact that they did get Bitter Gorge, which is actually now flipping to top left. So we're going to see what ends up happening here, what Recursion wants to do. But I'm suspecting a lot of pressure probably on both home base and then just fully flipping Bitter Gorge, taking it back themselves. I'm also very curious to see how Viking responds to this. I want to see maybe they go straight back to Bitter Gorge, or are they going to... Oh, we do have a flip as well on Nexus Alpha. Just started up.
So just to add pressure, and look at how much pressure Recursion is also putting onto a Bitter Gorge there on the mini-map. A lot of stuff going on there, it seems. Meanwhile, they can go back to areas that can just slowly commit like the squad to, or maybe even half a squad, depending on how hard Viking want to defend the tech plant, but it should be worthless for them right there. They really ought to get pop over to Bitter Gorge and try to resecure that so that they can maybe attack Granite Head. But at this point, Recursion, the gamut for them paid off, trading Bitter Gorge for Nexus Secure, and now they're in the lead.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a good job right now. You can see it's got the fast cap here on Bitter Gorge, all 3 points. Viking, they're trying their best to get through here with their tanks. They can get a hard spawn potentially up. Right now, I'm thinking maybe they're probably going to get ready for an airdrop as well.
Zyros getting rolled.
They do
Come on.
likely have the air still at this point. Here's the Zyros cam.
Zyros, where's the right angle, brother?
So you'll notice on the on his minimap there, he has about a squad here. So what this is it's most likely just going to be some pressure that Recursion is trying to put onto Nexus Alpha, but they're not going seriously for this yet. They're just putting some of their very good players, they're very, very strong heavies in here onto that that Nexus Alpha, while they send the most of their forces back to Bitter Gorge. And it looks like Bitter Gorge did just go through. So we're going to see probably the rest of the Recursion platoon try to come over here and reinforce.
Going on to hydroponics right now, since Recursion didn't bother trying to attack Arzak.
Yeah, that's good for Viking. They do need to do a little bit of counterplay there on the map, but of course they have to come back here and start getting this defended on their home base. Very, very important. You can see there little trading happening in the door frame on bottom right. That would be the Zyros camp. There it is.
I mean, what is Viking's plan here though? Because if they want to catch this and not waste a lot of time doing so, they're gonna have to commit that. They're like low on mana, so not getting access to it. What's the plan here? I see no C4.
I have not seen a lot of maxes. I've barely even really seen a lot of galaxies and Valk drops. It's been mostly just them being pretty good.
Cyrus is just farming these bozos. What are they doing? They're not pushing the meta.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, it's hard to push when you got that this particular kind of heavy in that door frame.
Oh my god! Because they won't push in.
You need to like actually play a little bit aggressive here when Cyrus goes down, because he just keeps getting up and killing them.
Yeah, I think taking a page of leeway, just farming on the door, doesn't want to commit KD, just push them.
Now, take a look though at around the corners here. My suspicion is that Mike probably set up a little bit one of the other shots while just doing a little bit of harassment on the front door. It looks like Cyrus is now focusing on the other server room, and here they come, blowing the front door. But look at the time that Zyros and just Delta Squad has essentially gotten on that point. Half the cap is almost done there. That was a very, very good job.
Look at the bomb they have to commit to. It's 60-30.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a really impressive hold there.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job here. Just Delta Squad of the Recursion boys. And I think the rest of the squad, the rest of the platoon, I think is capping Satcom and Argent Pass right now, which means that not only is Recursion putting massive pressure on the home base, but they're also just taking every other territory possible to make sure that every other counterplay is just shored up entirely. And you can see here, this is the server room, I believe, on south side. This is still just Viking trying to clean up. They had to use maxes to actually ultimately get this squad out of here. I think it got reinforced a little bit. I do think that's a hard spawn that Recursion's flowing in from the bottom. But as soon as they get down there and take care of that, then at that point Viking has to make a move. Right now they're losing their base next door. That's Argent Pass. They gotta go over there. They gotta get that defended. And they gotta go over to next secure as soon as this gets back completely flipped. Because then there's just no way to defend otherwise.
Oh, here comes the counter push from Recursion. So these residents are not gonna be worth anything because they're all close down here. And look at that, Recursion still have under pop over here, but look at how much havoc they're wreaking over.
And they do have maxes too.
An absolute ball of heavies and medics in here. And there they go, right back onto point immediately.
Jeez.
Delta Squad of Recursion again. It still looks like it's just them still. So they're doing extremely well for a single squad. They're absolutely playing so well. Again, Recursion's main platoon still, they're just flipping the other bases. They're making sure that Viking can't come back and defend a lot of these other bases, and leaving Delta Squad to a lot of this other territory, or a lot of this other attack.
They're making Conflict proud right now.
It's looking very, very good here for Recursion if they keep up this pressure as well as they are. Viking, meanwhile, this is the Argent Pass fight. What we're looking at here is Viking. Occasionally they can get back on this roof. They do have that, but you can see a couple more Recursion members still inside. I suspect there's likely a hard spawn for them, maybe somewhere around. So because it does seem like they've got a max in, as you can see.
State Celestine in his natural habitat.
Yeah. This is the back end of that same building. You can see just once in a while, Viking members, they'll try to do a flank, but these Recursion members, they'll take care of that before it really forms up.
It's not coordinated. It's not. Like,
it's a little bit of a trickle there.
It always has been. It feels like every base that they try to push, every point, or like the one coordinated push they did, they just got wiped. But by an even more coordinated push by Recursion, they had half the pop.
Yep.
So
that was the home base, and you can actually still see that on bottom right there. That is the I think that's is that Zyro's cam? I'm not sure whose cam that is, but that is they're still in there. They're still fighting it out in that home base. Just very, very dedicated. And meanwhile, on the main screen here, you see, this is Vikings sort of. This is how their infantry sort of plays. It's not quite as coordinated. They've relied very heavily on their air a lot of the times for a lot of their matches, and you can see their air still doing all right. But it's very, very difficult sometimes when you have a entrenched infantry like this, like Recursion is doing. They're just extremely effective at just holding on to this one little strip of land that they need. And just look at that. They're stuck in there on that stairwell. And Viking can't push in like this. It's just one or two guys every once in a while trying to get in, but it's getting decimated as soon as they walk in that door.
They clearly haven't committed enough pop here as well.
Yeah, I am wondering. I wonder if Recursion has actually pressured them so much on Nexus Alpha that they've spent that Viking might have had to pull back almost half their platoon at this point to go back and defend that. Because right now, there it goes. Argent Pass flips for Recursion, and that is going to
have them surrounded now.
Yeah, this is a massive pressure campaign about to drop here on Nexus Alpha because they no longer have to worry about resource running.
Yeah, the hard spawns are rolling in for Recursion too, so they'll have some Sundays there shortly.
And what we're looking at here is Viking just briefly taking back points, but I suspect that as soon as Recursion drops in with likely some maxes, we're probably going to see this maybe crumble quickly. We're going to see, though, Viking can actually get some maxes set up inside, as well as get in some good corners and some good crossfires. They might be able to hold this for a very long time. And I do know that Viking plays the map very effectively. We're going to see if they can get it fully defended. They will likely have people on those other two bases immediately trying to flip. So there is still some counterplay to be had, but it is extremely hard to do.
I wonder about that armor fight going on the one side of the screen. There seems to be a lot of players committed to armor over there. Is that Bitter Gorge and Argent Pass junction? Is that what's looking like? There's some foot circuit going on here as well.
So that is the behind Argent Pass fight. This is where it looks like Viking is trying to hold back. Actually, I think they're trying to get Sundays up, maybe even to get back in there. But I think they got wiped out there. You can see a little bit wiped out anyway, as Recursion brings up some of their boys from Argent Pass proper. And you can see a lot of infantry flowing out of there to just try and start rocketing these tanks as well. Look at that.
There's some good armor on armor combat over here, but Recursion seem to have the upper hand. They have more vehicles going on, and the infantry moving around with the armor. Yeah.
The infantry just coming out and blasting with their rockets. Very helpful for them. And then this is back at home base. What we're looking at here is Viking trying to hold off Recursion, Sunday Hardspawn, and Vanguard. Recursion has played this fairly effectively for not being able to really get air control for a very long portion of the game. They've actually played very effectively with their armor. And you can see here, they've kind of been rolling with you know, these are the same names we've been seeing over and over and over again because these tanks have been trying to stay alive. They don't have to repull so often. And then those hard spawns can actually get set up.
Zyros TKing is
nice, very good job, Zyros. Oh my god, Zyros is now, he's in this building and people didn't realize, and now he's just potentially, can he get a bunch of kills off the back?
Alright, I'm just gonna say it.
Gets conked.
I'm just gonna say it now. Zyros, kinda good.
You know, some people say he's even pretty good. Who knows?
Did you watch his POVs during the VCAS match? His cam was
rolled by a dude.
His cam was cursed. Every time that he would, like, they would pan over to his cam, he would get rolled, and like the unluckiest thing would happen. So I mean, I'm glad to get to see a good POV from him.
I saw him get nuked instantly one time.
From a back, yeah, that was
It is the caster's curse. When you're focusing on one person, that is the thing. And he had a camera on him every time. Very good.
We've seen him roll some bozos here. That's for sure.
Imagine if he didn't have the caster camera on him.
Oh my god, Saint is just gonna farm people here. They're not using C4 or anything.
Fantastic angle for that that shotgun hands, man.
That barrier as well, doing a lot of work for them.
Baby gates are always, I feel like they get slept on sometimes when people talk about tactics for how to hold bases. And sometimes people don't even go over the fact that you put a baby gate up like that, and it just completely shuts down the momentum that you could have by just rolling a bunch of heavies in and just you know, looking around for those medics and killing them immediately. You can't do that. You got a baby gate to deal with.
I wonder if once you are Viking, this is where they decide to try and pass Recursion for a flash race.
I don't think so. I think they're going to try and play this out as hard as they can for the whole match, because they have been playing pretty well. And they do still have some error. I mean, you can see here, I don't know if is that even a Josh cam available for that one, because I think that is Josh maybe in the door frame, trying to get some kills off of the inside building.
I mean, look, what is this Viking like?
So they have air. They can do some drops. They can come in from other angles and come in with maxes. They still have option. So, you know, it's not all lost here for Viking. We do also still have 24 minutes left in the match. Again, not technically out of this match. Viking can come back if they do some good map play. So we'll just see first if they can actually break into this building and get this base defended, because that's really where it all comes down.
I wonder if they're low on nanites or if they have orbitals left to use, because I haven't seen any from Viking so far.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a single orbital from Recursion either, which is surprising. I think we saw one steel rain from Recursion though. We did see that right off the bat, but other than that, yeah, no real outfit resource. And we've probably seen some anvils, I think, from Recursion, because they have had to use a lot of the anvils to get hard spawned up. Very, very good. What we're looking at right now is just Zyros camping skinny door of the, I want to say that's north.
Here we go. That looking like a Viking.
There's a Viking orbital. So something to be noted with these Orbeez, you know, they don't kill the infantry quite as well, but they will kill the maxes.
Oh my
Holy hell!
See you later.
They will launch anybody that is outside, but anybody in the building, they just kind of get launched around by the actual maxes die. But you can see Recursion coming right back inside. They don't even care. They're just going right back in, trying to clear this hallway. It's an absolute slugfest right now, though. Resonate's going off, and it looks like Recursion's going to win this. Yep, there it is. Recursion clearing hallway.
I mean, they only had 1 point of attack there. I don't know if they've tried to like push into another powerhouse. They might be trying to push onto there as well. We can maybe look at that, but
back to the Zyros cam where he has yet to move off of it. Yeah, he's just been absolutely slaughtering on this skinny door. He finally goes down to a jackhammer heavy.
Okay, he's up.
And goes back up immediately. These medics are doing a fantastic job at maintaining their heavies, making sure they're always up and ready for the fight. Because we've seen not just Zyros, but I'm sure other heavies are also benefiting from this. Tons and tons of upgrades for running guys.
That C4 over there, Menace in a max, always wrecking fools with it. We've seen him in Ace match a couple of times.
Oh, a Viking max gets C4'd. Oh no, he goes right down immediately after we see him.
I don't think I've seen a Viking max on stream last for like more than 30 seconds.
No, they've been getting rolled pretty quickly.
I mean, Vikings either just bad at killing maxes themselves, or they're not like supporting him well. I don't know what's going on.
It could be more just that C4 usage has been extremely effective for Recursion. I think we've seen very, very good C4 usage by Recursion so far.
Well, Metis goes down finally. Are they gonna push? No, it's only one heavy's gonna push over here.
A couple of them coming through. We got a max up. Oh my god, fantastic rocket launch
Nade's
there.
Going out.
It's both
Havoc nade as well.
Immediately.
Yeah, back to Zyros camp. He's conked over here.
Yeah, he's having a hard time, but it's okay because he's got his medics here, and he goes down, but he takes. Is that 2? Did he get 2 there? He got 2 before going down.
Damn.
This man is out of his mind right now. He's
lots
absolutely unconscious.
I mean, again, we have to reiterate, Recursion actually has another game, including Zyros, on Emerald. They're very warmed up right now. And if anybody has played in competitive formats like this, if you get warmed up before your match, you do perform pretty well sometimes. I mean, you really get into the mood and can really do very well if you're warmed up like this.
They have the experience of a semi-final match, and they now have a second semi-final match where they're performing quite well.
Extremely well, yeah.
To be fair, this is going relatively easier for them, I would say, than the VCats match where it lasted. Yeah. It went the distance.
Although I will say, VCats so far haven't had an admirable job at really holding them off at some very, very crucial pressure points.
Is Term just gonna stay at the orbital? Okay.
Oh,
there he
well,
goes,
second orbital coming in. So the first one was Recursion for the blue one, and this is going to be a Viking Orbi for the second one. Launches a bunch of people. You can see debris flying everywhere. Not a lot of people dead. Very unfortunate.
If you're going out, you might as well just spam all your outfit resources. Because they're going to be going back to Emerald after this one.
Here comes the anvil. And here's some resonates in the hallway as well. Just trying to have some kind of control in this hallway. 45 seconds left. 20 minutes left in the match if they do actually get it, but 45 seconds, or 40 seconds rather, left on this cap, and Viking has got to make a huge push here in order to actually get back up here. And right now, we're seeing it. We're seeing the attempt of pushes here, but because they don't have enough maxes, and they're having a really hard time at getting any C4 uses off, they're not able to get in, It's an absolute slaughter here in this hallway. Those maxes doing an extremely effective job, and our poor heavies there going down. And back on point here, only 10 seconds left. Highly doubt we're going to see Viking make a move now. I think there's not enough members even near on the front door. We're probably going to, yep, there it goes. The cap goes to Recursion, winning the semifinals here on Connery. Puts them up for another match next weekend for whoever wins the other match that's going to be happening. But a very, very well-played match here by Recursion. Extremely quick sorts of drops of their infantry, as well as very smart use of armor. I mean, we didn't see a lot of drops, but what we saw was very quick movement around the map, despite not having the air. I mean, we saw that multiple times. We didn't see a lot of air for Recursion, but they absolutely still were able to move around the map. Part of this, I think, has to do with Viking not able to sort of deal with a lot of those ground vehicles. They used a lot of their air to very much deal with the base itself, but they weren't able to. we have a nice Max face there coming on screen. They weren't able to use the air to kill vehicles quite as much, and that's really where Recursion saw a weakness, and they exploited it extremely well. They really used armor effectively, and that is actually something we have not seen a lot of the times in Outfit Wars for Nexus. Effective use of armor has been extremely rare, and what we saw here was exactly that. I mean, they did not really get air control. They had a lot of armor, though. They had hard spawns. They had tanks, actual tanks, and they had infantry supporting the tanks. It's just not something you see, and it actually worked extremely well against a team that had very good air all season. All right, so now I do want to do interviews. So if anybody from...
Go on.
Yeah, we do have Captain Cox, and if anybody from Recursion can come on down, we do want to get you guys for an interview, because I do want to talk about what the strats are. I know I cut out there. It's because I focused over on TeamSpeak. My bad. But yes,
it is your bad.
Hopefully,
you're bad.
Okay, my apologies, everybody.
No, actually, you know what? It was my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll have them in just a minute here. I think we're just waiting on somebody. Oh no!
I'll go get him.
Go get him. So, like I said, very effective use of the armor there by Recursion, and it's something that I really do want to pick the brain of whoever the team captain was this time around. I don't know if it's always Sale or not, but we will talk to whoever comes in for the interview, because it was very unique. It has been somewhat of a weak point for Recursion. I've heard other teams say, Recursion has not had the best air this season, and despite that, whether it's true or not, they didn't really need it here. They made extremely effective use of their tanks and hard spawn. So definitely something we want to know more about. Did you have anything you wanted to comment about the match?
Yeah, I mean, Viking were praised for their air quite a bit, but getting control over armor seemed to be a problem for them with all the air they had, and they couldn't convert that into map control. Something that the teams that they were kind of that are kind of representing Viking a bit, like I know they're more 1TR, a bit of BOA in there, but they've both had those sort of problems in the past, and it seemed to have shown here. Their armor, sure, they had a lot of armor out. Like I've noticed a lot of armor outside of the base, but again, they weren't using it to like maybe get out of armor, try to get back on point and get it back. I think had they stacked their orbitals, they might have dealt with the
maybe, yeah.
The maxes well enough, but yeah.
I'm gonna have us move over to TeamSpeak. Yep. It's gonna be quiet for just a second.
Cox is here, so
yeah. All right, everybody. Hopefully, is sound going through Barunda? Do you know if everything's working all right? Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
So we've got Captain Cox here for the Viking gang. We're still waiting on somebody from Recursion. Hopefully we get somebody, because I do want to talk to them about their strategies going into this. But since we are here, Captain Cox, I do want to talk to you about first of all, and again, this is a standard question I always ask. What was the preparation going into this match against Recursion? This is a team that is very, very good, very well respected. What was the prep like?
So the prep was first off a lot of drinking.
Very good. Yeah.
Second, well, the main thing was trying to work on a counter for the Recursion armor that we faced last time, which was very strong. So we roughly had a decent counter for their armor. I think we were actually winning on most of the armor fights, but armor does not cap points.
I mean,
we were just losing on the infantry game.
Yeah, we did. I will say we did see a lot of really good infantry there from Recursion, and this is something else I wanted to ask about. Did it seem like it was more of a breakdown of coordination, or was it just that that recursion infantry they're just ridiculous. Like it's just too hard to actually get in there, too entrenched. What was the breakdown there on the infantry side?
I think it was a mix of both. But yeah, the recursion infantry definitely. I mean, you can only QRF so much if you send, 24 people at like 15 and you still can't break in.
Well, I mean, we saw some admirable attempts there. Admirable. I keep saying admiral. I'm sorry. Admirable attempts.
Thinking about that naval update.
I'm thinking about the naval updates. My bad. Admirable attempts there of pushing into those bases, but yeah, that recursion entrenchment was absolutely ridiculous in so many areas. Now, another thing, your air game was on point. We actually did see very, very good control of the air, but it didn't seem like it translated quite as much on the ground as it usually does. Did it feel like something was off, or what was going on there? Because normally we notice a lot of very dominant plays by whoever owns the air.
Yeah, the play really, the thing that we worked around was how to counter their armor, because that was the big thing of what really didn't work for us last time in fighting recursion. Was we were able to eke out at least draws in infantry because of being able to generally QRF a little faster, and we were able to win the air, but we were not able to beat them in armor, which was keeping their spawns alive, meant that they won air game, they won infantry game last game. So this time we're really ready, win the air game, bring the armor to beat them in armor, and have air ready to swap over to Hornets and help to beat the recursion armor game. But then they beat us in an infantry game.
Yeah, the infantry game was definitely it was we had a POV of just Zyros, and I'm sure there was probably some other pressure points, but Zyros himself, I feel like that's a good sort of recap of just how strong sometimes the infantry can be on that recursion side, because he was they lock down those door frames sometimes with a medic and then a heavy right on the door frame. Extremely useful, but we saw a lot of it was hard, I'm sure, to really push into those, but we saw why. All right, well, I don't think we're getting anybody from recursion. I have not seen anybody join the TeamSpeak.
I'm also in the Deeg Discord, and both Welder and Sale are over there, and Jutak is taking my place over there.
Right.
So I think both the recursion people are over there, but I can't do.
That's all right. At least we got
thanks,
picking box.
Well,
anytime.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
Did you ask recursion for a flash race?
We did not ask recursion for a flash race. We contemplated on all the teams that were likely to beat us, and Gobs was the clear favorite of who would actually go for a flash race.
Really, you thought Gobs?
Yeah. Over.
I would never have suspected Gobs to do it. Frog Mike is, I don't know.
Okay, but
Frog Mike is
Gobs,
very serious about this stuff.
Yeah, but Gobs over recursion and VCATs, I think Gobs is a better chance. Are you sure?
You do not know.
Honestly,
Frog.
I think recursion members honestly would have mutinied to do the flash race. They would have mutinied against literally anybody in command to do that flash race.
Oh,
if Frog had actually accepted to do the flash race, we would have tried it. Like we would have mutinied him and crowned a new Goblin Chief. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
all right. Well, yeah, that was the match, everybody. Congratulations to the recursion team. Didn't have anybody for the interview, but congratulations to them anyway. Great job. Oh, actually, I do have one more question, Captain Cox, because this was your last match of Outfit Wars. How'd you like Outfit Wars?
It's not his last match.
Oh, is it
it
not?
is my last match.
They have the third place next week.
What?
Oh, wait, really?
Oh,
yeah, there's a third place.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
you're
third place?
Yeah, so you're playing for third place against the loser of Unity and Iron Fortune Alliance.
Okay.
All right, well, saddle
Oh,
up. We got more matches.
Yeah, you got.
I'll hold that question for next weekend then.
Wait, we are out on Emerald, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I didn't play a match this
Yeah, you're out of that
Okay.
world. The top,
Good.
top 4 plays like 2 more matches.
Don't you worry. This isn't very confusing at all.
No, it's definitely not. But hey,
Excellent indeed.
here we can go for this question though. Who do you think you're facing on Connery next weekend? Is it gonna be FIFA or Unity?
Oh yeah, good idea.
Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
I don't really know enough about either. I know we've faced one of them. I think we've faced Unity before. I want to say everything is a blur.
Yeah.
We're drinking while we play.
I'm right there with you, honestly. It's all very hard to keep track of everything.
That all is a blur for you, isn't it, Gelos?
What day is it?
So
Oh,
you
God.
faced Unity, yes, and you beat him pretty handily. You didn't work it, but you beat him pretty handily. I don't know if that changes what your thoughts are about.
I don't know how FIFA does either, so I don't know.
Okay, sounds good.
We hope for a good match.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good match no matter what, because so far a lot of these matches, especially on Connery server, have been very, very fun to watch. All right. As I attempted to do earlier, my bad. I got a little distracted. That was the match, everybody. Thanks for coming by and watching. We're going to end it there. Congratulations one more time to the Recursion team, and we're going to say bye-bye, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.